Could you walk us through the history of the Plan, Do, Check Act, way from Schuhart's early work to Deming's influence and its adoption in modern management systems? Over to you, Paul.
Thanks. Thanks again, Ronald. So, as Ronald said, it started with Schuart back in the days in the 1930s. And to actually get the actual word, I have some notes that I would like to share with the audience about how Schuart came up with this idea. So, from the back in the days, the Schuart in the 1930s came up with this Plan to Check Act. From his history, he actually got it from a production point of view. So it wasn't actually safety-based. So the history began with a concept. He's a physicist named Walter Short, and he was working at Bell Labs. That's where his function was, and he was focusing on the quality control. And when he's developing the concept, it was continuous improvement. It was based on the challenges they had for specifications as well as production and inspection. So his idea was to get a solution to solve a cycle regarding these three topics. So as he went about it, he came up with, he actually first named it a Plan, Do, Study Act. So the check came after some time. Then after about 30 years into the Plan, Do, Check Act, there came a man called Edward Deming that Ronald mentioned. Now, Edwards came in with a concept relating it to the Japan. Everyone knows about the Japan, especially our dear Ugandans. When they talk about the vehicles, most of the vehicles from Toyota are used in Uganda. So from the Japan's concept, again, it was mostly regarding challenges with production. So he used the Plan, Do, Study Act to solve challenges regarding quality, to ensure that there is genuine learning from the challenges from quality of the production. So from the teachings,
if I get you clearly, by that time it was still Plan, Do, Study, Cycle, or Plan, Do, Study, Act. What was it?
Yes. So the one we know is the check. So the Plan, Do, Study Act, the concept may be similar, but from their understanding, of course, it wasn't the production. So I'll just briefly go through. I know we shall get into the details of the Plan, Do, Study, or Check Act, but briefly, Plan is here where they come up with procedures or policies that guide them. So here, Stewart or Denning actually were looking at procedures that could guide them in having a more efficient production and inspection. And then they would move forward to the do, where they have the actions to do it, such as the inspections themselves, such as the audits themselves, the activity of the inspection that is on ground, looking at the different fields in the production. And then they go into the check, where they do the audit of the system. And after that, they identify some of the challenges they've had in the system, and then they go and act. The action is now where they come and look at the lessons they've learned, and then they can implement where they can improve on areas that they've identified during the check. So that is a brief, but I'm sure we're going to go right into it deeper.